EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Houston Texans. And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. They go play fake. Mahomes rolling to his right. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion.
So, CD, this defense, they know that they have to be at their very best when they're taking on a team here that's in the midst of a winning streak that's now stretched over multiple months, not weeks, months.
I think the challenge they put upon themselves is we want to be the guys to end that streak. And what's working in their favor? The winning streak on the other side. Sometimes that carries a burden with it because they feel like they have to play perfectly as well. Let's just go out there and get them is the idea.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Brought down that time by Christian Kirksey.
Well, this defense for the Texans, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long, step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
And the play clock about to expire. Andy Reid notices it and takes a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They go play action. Now Mahomes. Flush to his right. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 36 yards on the play.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep.
And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
Kadarius Toney with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Chiefs will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away.
This one fielded at the 5. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Pierce, and he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Play action. Stroud now.
He'll buy some time right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
Stroud on 3rd down now.
Escaping the pressure right. A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That goes as a gain of 36 on 3rd down.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
And he'll be taken down at the 34.
There on the stop was Leo Chanel.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
And they'll go right back to Pierce.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Over the middle, complete. That's Jordan. Touchdown, Texans.
Brevin Jordan.
His first touchdown on the year.
And the Texans are an extra point away now from moving out in front.
On that 3rd down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a first down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the first down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
Robbie Gould on for the extra point. It's up and good, so they go the conservative route instead, and it gets them a 7-6 lead here in the opening quarter. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are probably just better, and not try and do too much, do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field, I'm doing everything. Every trick play I can think of, every different formation, you name it, I'm throwing it at him in order to try and get the upset win.
And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35.
Mahomes finding his tight end Kelsey for a big one. 42 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Buying time to his left. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, 31 yards.
And the Chiefs have regained the lead.
Well, he scrambled outside of the pocket, wondered what was going to happen there. He fired a dart. That's what happened.
He certainly did. Scrambled left, looked left, and then left it in the receiver's hands with some dispatch.
In the receiver's hands, in the end zone for the score. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their futures. They look ahead to the offseason. What spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
Pierce will try to pick it up.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Now to change things up, Stroud will throw it. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Left sideline, a dive, and it looks like he's got it. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards.
Hey, did you have one of those backyards that you had one of those, like, mats or pits like you have for high jumpers? And, you know, you had your friends throw the ball and you tried to make the spectacular catches?
I didn't need a mat.
you just did it with the ground?
Absolutely.
That explains your toughness. That explains your toughness right there, because I think that guy was raised just like you. What a catch.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. On play action, it's Mahomes. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City.
Kadarius Toney.
His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. This time, the extra point up and good, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to want to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
This offense so far on third down, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 7.
He'll get this out wide to Singletary.
And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. Singletary, they'll run for it. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
Isaiah Pacheco with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year.
And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that will make this a 19-point game.
Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
As this offense gets ready here for this drive, Charles, you still wonder about that prior drive. Went for it on 4th down in their own territory, didn't get it, and then that led to a touchdown on the other side.
And I don't mind the aggressiveness. In fact, I'm usually a huge fan of it, but I just want teams to always weigh risk and reward. To me, too early in this game because the reward just wasn't big enough to go for it there in case they failed. Now the pressure back on their offense to pick themselves up and negate the touchdown that was just given up.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
An attempt at a deep ball there, they didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage.
Stroud looking to throw. They'll get this to Devin Singletary out of the backfield.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Now they'll throw it with Stroud here, 1st and 10.
He's going to air one out.
And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Stroud. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Leo Chanel. And the Chiefs are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
And the defense loses him. It's complete.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 36 yards on the play. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. And between the last two plays, they moved it over half the length of the football field. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender.
And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Kadarius Toney on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Chiefs are able to add on to their first-half lead. Extra point by Butker is on target. And the route is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. So Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Stroud to the air on 1st and 10. Steps away to his left. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
Pardon, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Ready, go. Steal, black.
Throwing now is Stroud. Eluding the pressure right. They intercept Stroud again, the 3rd time in this game. Picked up by Justin Reed. And the Chiefs are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. Now they try the right side here. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
That went into the hands of Toney downfield. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. Final shot before the half from Mahomes. That'll be caught. It's Toney. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Taken in at the 3. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
From the gun on third down, here's Stroud.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked up by Nick Bolton. And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football.
Partner, I see you reaching for the white flag. Put it down. I don't want you throwing it, but I understand why. Because if you do, you're hoping they might actually stop this game because we're in blowout territory right now. That interception just surrendered any momentum they built up in the locker room during halftime. So, game plan, it's in the garbage. Time to try something new in this one.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Here's Mahomes to throw. He's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. John Ross, 30 yards.
And the Chiefs take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Taken in at the 3.
And this does not end well as he's going to be out of bounds here at his own 5-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Singletary trying the left side.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
Now Stroud.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A couple of first downs, has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10.
Stroud now on 1st and 10.
And Woods has it complete. Just a gain of a couple there. And it's 2nd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And Stroud wisely slides down safely after picking up the 1st down.
Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run.
1st and 10, it's Stroud.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Being chased out left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A 24-yard touchdown.
And the Texans go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points.
So a nice touchdown pass for the rookie there. And, you know, as they go down the stretch, look, they're not a playoff team. This is just confidence building and growth time for him, right?
Yeah, it's a game within the game, isn't it? Because every team wants to win all games on their schedule. But the development of this rookie quarterback is paramount for this team. So you're exactly right. Every rep, doesn't matter what the game, what the situation, what the score, valuable for him, valuable for his team as they look towards next year.
Taken at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. 61 yards rushing for him now as his fine rookie season continues.
Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
It was Frank Clark that time who got in there to bring him down.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw here complete to Kelsey.
A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. To throw, it's Mahomes.
Man open, it's Tony. He's got it. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 47. Now here's Mahomes. And he'll throw this one away. I don't think he's out of the pocket, no. Here comes the flag.
Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Throwing now is Mahomes. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Short completion, just 4 yards. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
The pass complete on the crossing route. This is Tony with it. He's got room at the 30, and he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
Isaiah Pacheco.
His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
onto their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away.
Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
On first down, here's Stroud.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Houston.
Nico Collins,
59 yards.
And the Texans get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
Now the Houston offense is going to stay out there as they'll try for 2.
Stroud's going to try to throw for the conversion.
And now here is another interception. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. He's at the 30, 10, 5, and he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. And that one will skip out of bounds as the linesman will mark this thing right at the 15-yard line.
At their own 15-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Here we go, set, 50, green.
Pick it up, guys, pick it up. 54.
White, white.
Check, check.
Ready, go.
Stroud to throw it.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Chiefs are going to take